multimillionaire and you act like just the guy next door. And I said, that's all I am. I have found tremendous joy on earth, and I think there's a lot more joy that we can give.
Poor is a state of mind. If you think you're poor, you'll be poor all your life.
Randy grew up very poor. I had what I needed. I didn't need any more, and that's how I grew up.
You know, I always asked my mom when we were little, why are we so poor? And she said, we're not poor, we're just broke. I know what it feels like to have nothing. I know how it feels to be homeless, not have a place to live. I know what it's like to go to school with snow on the ground and no shoes. These kids are happy, even though they don't have anything. I mean, they're really, really excited about us being there. And they have nobody as their advocate except us. That's why I'm so passionate about children.
I fell in love with network marketing because it allowed people from average backgrounds to do anything they want and become anything they want.
We were wrestling around with the idea of what can we name it. The French word jeunesse is for youth, so it's a youth enhancement system.
We wanted to create a business opportunity that anyone could be successful in. So we tried to make the opportunity something that was achievable at different levels so that they could step their way up. What we really wanted is leading edge, state-of-the-art products that no one else can get anywhere else.
I thank all of the distributors and all the employees in this company. Because of them, this is why we've been able to grow the way we have. It requires people that are dedicated to doing what they're supposed to be doing here.
They're the ones that carry the torch. We have to be grateful because if they weren't here, we wouldn't be where we are today.
We've come a long way, baby.
Yeah, we sure have. What we learned when we started working together is that we were a perfect balance. We make the most incredible team.
The beauty we have is that Wendy has a master's in statistics and measurement.
Before I met Randy, I was a mathematics teacher.
She's ideally suited for designing compensation plans.
I like everything to make sense, because if it doesn't make sense, I'm not doing it. Randy has a very interesting view of life. He enjoys laughing and making people laugh. Randy always says, you know, I could hear a joke 1,000 times, and if he tells it, I'll still laugh. We have been very fortunate and very blessed. Everybody around the world sees us as Mama and Papa or Mom and Dad, and we want everybody to be happy and enjoy their life and enjoy every day to the max. That's what it's all about. I love being with him. I love traveling with him. We just have a great time no matter where we go, and it's always been fun with Randy.
Probably one of the best feelings you can have, to wake up every day and know that you have your best buddy with you no matter where you are in the world. I mean, we have been to over 105 countries, and to be in all those places and realize that the person that's beside you is the person that you were with yesterday and the day before and months before, it's really a blessing to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand to your feet right now. Wendy Lewis, co-founder and COO, is an expert strategist with a personal stake in the success of everyone around her. A leader whose goal is to help others first. She has built an unparalleled compensation plan and a generous Jeunesse culture that has made her a force in direct selling, felt throughout the industry and beyond. Randy Ray, co-founder and CEO, leads a billion-dollar company that rose to prominence in the shortest amount of time in direct selling history. He applies more than 4 decades of experience in the tech industry to the development and innovative industry software that fosters the success of every person in the global field and the company's 35-plus global offices. Please welcome Wendy Lewis and Randy Ray.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You may be seated. I just have to tell you that we're celebrating 10 years of the life of Jeunesse, and I have to say that I have been so fortunate to have spent 10 years helping build this company with this beautiful lady here.
Oh, thank you.
My best friend. Well, I'll stop there.
Yeah, stop there. So today, we're so happy that you're all here to take a walk down memory lane with us. Before you hear what's next for the next 10 years, let's talk about the last 10.
We were really blessed that 10 years ago, I was looking for someone to help with my knee problem, and I had pretty much settled on the idea of going to Singapore and having stem cell injections in Singapore. The information had been given to me of like 50-something case studies where they had great success. And then just a week before we were scheduled to go and spend a month in Singapore, we got a phone call from someone that we've known for a long, long time, and she said, "Did you know that in Beverly Hills there is a doctor that does stem cell research?" You see that guy with hair on his head right there? Now the one on the right. Huh? Yeah. Anyway, when we first met him, he had a head full of hair. And I think working with us for the last 10 years, he's lost all of his hair. And I say to him, "How can you go out here and we're selling a product to grow hair
You're off topic again.
and you have no hair?"
Randy, you're off topic. Let's get back on.
Okay, it's okay. So it all started when he had a head full of hair. And we went to Beverly Hills to meet this guy. We'd heard so much about him. So we go out there, and I walk in and tell him who I am, and, you know, I figured he'd fall over. Wow, the Randy Ray? No. I told him that, you know, I'm going to make him a multimillionaire, and I think he said under his breath, "Bullshit," but I don't know. I'm not really sure that's what he said. But anyway, we started. I told him all the great things we were going to do for him, and he told me all the great things he could do for us.
I think he told you about the knee first.
Well, we was talking about my knee.
Yes. That's why you were there, remember?
And they said, "Okay, what we're going to do is," they took me into this room, had me take my clothes off. I knew I was in trouble. People don't like to go show off their shortcomings in life. But anyway, they put me on this table. That first of all, the room was freezing cold. And Dr. Newman said, I said, "What are you going to do?" He said, "Well, we're going to take some of your adipose tissue." And I said, "What is that?" I honestly didn't know what adipose tissue was. He said, "You're fat." I said, "Well, you may find some on me, but you may have to look a while." He took a look and he said, "I don't think we'll have any trouble." So he said, "Where do you want to take it from?" I said, "Well, I'll give you about 55 gallons right here." He said, "We only need 60 cc's. Oh my God, I was heartbroken. I thought for sure I'd lose a few gallons, but no, 60 cc's. That's a little tube about yay big. I was so disappointed. But they siphoned it out. They told me to get on this table, and I got up there, and they put this little washcloth over my private areas. I mean, it was about this big right there. I said, give me a beach towel. Don't treat me like this. I think it took 3 weeks before I ever found my tallywhacker again. Because it was so cold in there. Oh my God. So they extracted the fat, the adipose tissue, and they put it in this little machine and they spin it down and they extract out just the stem cells. Stem cells, yeah. Okay, so
my turn?
no, I mean, shit, I'm talking about my knee, baby, you know? My turn. No. Actually, we were blessed to have met that gentleman, and he happens to be in the audience today.
Somewhere.
I don't know where he is, but
He might be mistaken.
stand up and take a bow, sir. We love him. He's probably one of the nicest people you'll ever want to meet in your life. Wonderful guy. Not nice as me, but I mean, you know, he runs a close second. But really, see, Wendy keeps patting me, meaning I'm off course. You're off course, Randy. You're off course. Okay, it's your turn.
Oh, good.
See, I put her on her spot.
So while we were there, I saw a bottle in his little cabinet, Dr. Newman's cabinet, and it was a bottle of serum. And I asked the girls that worked in the office, what is this for? And they said Dr. Newman uses it on all of his patients and all the post-surgery. But they showed me before and after pictures, and I thought, well, I got to try this. This is amazing. So I took a bottle home. I wouldn't let Randy have any of it. I used it all myself. And
Miss Piggy.
yeah. And after 2 or 3 weeks, I said to Randy, this is an amazing product, because I was just using it around my eyes. Then I wanted it on my whole face, and then on my neck, then on my arms. I thought, this is a perfect, I'm not going any further. This is a perfect product for a network marketing company. Highly consumable. And it works. So, Randy.
We went back out to California after she was so excited with the product. So I went in and I asked him, I said, do you sell this stuff? He said, yeah. I said, to who do you sell it to? He said, my patients. I said, how many do you sell a month? He said, about 40 to my patients. I said, 40? Good God, why aren't you selling 40,000? Well, he said, I don't know how. I said, well, let me tell you. You give me your formula and I'll show you how to sell 40,000. And the rest is history.
So we came home from there and decided we needed to come up with a name for the company. And the name that we came up with was Jeunesse. And at that point, we were working on 2 products, the serum and a resveratrol product that works from the inside out and the serum from the outside in. We went back to California and we decided we'd have lunch with Kim Hui. We explained the product to her. We told her this is an amazing product. This is a stem cell product, and stem cells are really where we're headed. And we also had a resveratrol product, the Reserve. But she didn't quite understand, but she went home and talked to Dr. Vo, who is her husband. You see him in the photo. And she told him that we had a stem cell product and a resveratrol product. And Dr. Vo got very excited. He said, this is the future of medicine. Kim, you've got to do this. So she decided she'd work with us, and she had a meeting in her kitchen with 5 people. Tina, there's Kim in the picture, Winnie, Robert Nahn, and Samson Lee. You can see all 5 of them in this picture. And they sat down and they plotted the course for Jeunesse. And that was the beginning of Jeunesse.
Tina came to me because she was working in the Los Angeles area, and she was a domestic goddess, I guess, and she said she would like to do this, but she didn't know what to do. What can I say? I said, very, very simple. You go to a person and you say, would you like to look better and feel better? And I said, if they say yes, you say, we have products for that. And that's all you need to know. And from that, she is, how many?
Triple diamond.
Triple diamond in Jeunesse today. Wonderful person.
With a wonderful story. After that, we went and we had our first meeting at the San Gabriel Hilton. We thought we were going to try this new product, the Reserve, and we weren't sure it was even going to get there in time, but at the last minute, we got a bottle with Reserve in it. And we took little cups and poured a little bit of Reserve in each cup. And that's how everybody tried it. And they loved it. The pictures you see here, the first one is at the San Gabriel Hilton. I don't think it was our first meeting, but it was a meeting shortly thereafter. And the other picture is showing you our humble beginnings. Many meetings were in Denny's, believe it or not. We started out in Denny's and then the San Gabriel Hilton. A while after that, we had a meeting at the Lux Sunset Hotel. The meeting was a great meeting. Dr. Newman was there, as was his wife, Renat. Renat had been very skeptical, I can say, of Jeunesse.
Very.
She was not at all sure this was something he should do. After that meeting, she was amazed, and she saw the future of Jeunesse. Also at that meeting, Jason Karamanis showed up, and Teresa Gregory spent a long time trying to convince him that Jeunesse was a good thing to do. Eventually, he did join us in Jeunesse. And he's in the middle picture that you see there, and then Teresa and her husband. From there, Kim and I traveled to Southeast Asia, and we traveled economy. It was very difficult. We went to all the countries. We went to Hong Kong, Indonesia, Taiwan, and the Philippines, letting them know that we had some amazing products to share with them. In 2009, we opened our first country, which was Hong Kong. In the picture you see in the center there, Harris, and on the other picture, the first two on the left are, who are they? Vincent and, who do you see?
Who do I say? Vicky.
Vicky, right. Vincent, Vicky, and Harris were the three that started with us and started Jeunesse in Hong Kong. So we became very strong in Hong Kong.
And as a result of all of these people that they met and recruited, Kim Wee became our first diamond director.
Yep. From there, yeah, you want to say something? No, go ahead. Okay, from there, there's a picture of Kim Hui. From there, we had a birthday party. They had a dinner for Randy, and in that, they gave him a birthday cake. That was our first Jeunesse birthday dinner for Randy.
And we've had 25 for Wendy and no more for Randy.
Yeah, but that we'll explain later. On the first anniversary, on September 9th, 2010, we had our first anniversary meeting. It was in a tent, and the pictures you see here were from that anniversary. And I remember very well that Dr. Vo and Samson Lee sang at that event. It was a lot of fun. It was a great event for those of you who were there. In 2010, in October, we opened Taiwan. Taiwan was open with Jason, Roger, Egina, and Jenny. Those are the pictures you see right here. Jason, Roger, Jenny, and Egina and then Jenny. In April of 2011, we opened Indonesia with Jenny Prasetyo and Winnie Stestano. And these are pictures of the two of them. In May of 2011, I got a call from Jason Karamanis, and he said, we have an amazing leader in Thailand that I think we can get to join Jeunesse if you go there and talk to him. So I think it was Scott and maybe Scott and Rob, Isabel, and I hopped on a plane that night to go immediately to Thailand. And we met with the person who was helping us was Giraffe, and Tanette and Cobb were there as well. And we talked all night. We worked on that from the moment we got there till the next morning. We were all so tired. Who knew what we said? But we came to an agreement, and we opened Thailand. And that was the beginning of our great Thailand.
Next, we opened Malaysia, and the thing that made it so exciting was that there were some women that were an organization that had been mistreated and looking for an opportunity, and they joined us. And June Chen was
A single mom.
The single mom. There were a lot of single moms there. Any single moms here? Anyway, she was able to come on board and make enough money that she paid her daughters way through college. And then another one of the important people we brought on board was Billy Teo. And Billy has been with us ever since, and he's done some amazing things.
And Yvonne Yen.
Where did you put Yvonne?
They didn't put her name down.
They hid Yvonne? Oh, my God.
But there's her.
Inexcusable. Yvonne, if you're here, honey, we love you. Thank you for everything you've done.
And that was in November 2011 that we opened Malaysia. We had a trip to Hawaii. It was our first group that we took to Hawaii, and that was in 2011. That's the picture you see there.
Now, the other thing is that it just so happened that someone arranged to have our trips to Hawaii every year in January.
The Emerald trips.
The Emeralds, because someone has a birthday in January. You would not believe how many birthday celebrations we do every single year in January. How many cakes have you eaten?
I couldn't count, but they sang happy birthday to me in many different languages.
Yeah. But anyway, she certainly has her share of birthday celebrations in January each year. The other thing I would like to tell you is Lisa Griggs here? I know she got married. That doesn't have anything to do. What? That's no excuse.
She got married 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Why isn't she here? Oh, well, anyway. Let's see. Can I remember back when we... Okay. Anyway, Lisa's story is an incredible story, and her speech is on from welfare to wealth. She had three kids. Are they all daughters? No. Okay. the thing they were doing is they were living in her car. And the car was repossessed, so they had no place to go. So a friend told them, I have an extra room in my house. You can stay in that. And they slept on the floor. That's where she joined Jeunesse. You look at where she is today, she really, really has done a great job. Then we started. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. It's not just one person, but there's a lot of people who've done that.
So many people have gone from being very underappreciated and not doing very well to getting their dreams and their goals fulfilled in Jeunesse. And I hope a lot of you are those people.
See, that's Lisa right there. What a pretty girl. So she got married, huh?
Yeah, just a couple days ago.
Damn.
Okay.
See, Wendy always prods me for the next step. Jeunesse kids, please. So, moving right along, we went to Dalhousie in northeastern China, and we built a school there. And the first picture here in the center is Dalhousie in northeastern China. It was an interesting thing because it was freezing cold that day, and we had all of these buildings that we had built for the school, and we had backpacks for all the kids. We were giving them backpacks that were full of school items, paper, pencils, and all that. The kids didn't want to take them. They'd never been given a gift. So they would touch them, but that was it. They didn't know that it was theirs, and so we had to get the teachers to tell them they can keep this, because they really didn't know that they could do that. And so they did, and finally we gave out a lot of backpacks. And then on the right picture here to me is in Kenya. We went to Kenya, and there's a little boy in there somewhere that I fell in love with. This little guy, they all lined up, put their hand up like this for a high five as we were leaving. This one little kid was in the back of the row. Nobody would touch him. He had snot all over his face, had holes in his sweater, and he was barefoot. And immediately that touched me because that's how I used to live. I had no shoes. I had no clothes that were only handed down by somebody else. And I looked at him and I started crying immediately because I know how it feels to be ignored and left out. And so I went over and I did a high five on him, and he latched onto my leg. I had snot from my knees all the way to my ankles. And he wouldn't turn me loose. And I'm walking around with this kid hanging on my leg. And I told the teacher, I said, we're going to have to leave soon. And he said, don't know what to tell you. He said he's never had a friend, and he's not going to turn you loose because he may never get another one. So that just added to my tears. But finally we did get things squared away. And as a result of us doing all the work we did at that school, the village chief wanted to do a favor to me. So they said, you can't leave till he brings his gift to you. So I'm waiting and waiting, and they show up with 2 little baby goats. I'm thinking, what am I going to do with 2 little goats? I don't think United Airlines would care much for that. Well, I saw a pony on one the other day, though. But anyway, we put the little baby goats at the Meetawee Center where they do the constructions for the schools that we have. So
I will say a couple of things. We have built a school in China, and we're building a second one now. We've built schools in Kenya, India, and Ecuador. And I think we've done a second one in Kenya, which was what the trip was this year. And I think next year we're doing another one maybe in India. So we're doing a lot of schools to help children get out of poverty. That's what it's all about. And I love it that you all want to participate and help. That's the most rewarding thing, that it's just not Jeunesse giving money or for the schools being built, that all of you, as you're successful, want to help and donate as well. The picture you see now is the before. It's not the right picture. There we go. The before events, you can see how many people we had at those events. They were very sparsely populated. But now you can see the kind of events we're putting on now.
Come a long way, baby.
We've come a long way. And I hope that you'll be with us, because now you're going to hear a lot about what the next 10 years will bring. Thank you very much.
Thank you.